awesome, 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 and then watch the Ocean dub and been like, but you cut out that, and you cut out that, and you cut out that.
Hey there, Toonami faithful, and welcome back aboard Toonami Absolution, where we talk about the shows that made us us and the shows that made you you. Once again, we are your hosts. My name is Alex.
I'm Sam.
And I'm John at Dragon Ball Z Ocean Dub 22. Goku Strikes Back, April 26, 1997. This debuted, made of Lesson Number 1 and Goku versus Vegeta. And then 23, Goku versus Vegeta, a Saiyan Duel. May 3rd, 1997, made up of Goku versus Vegeta and Saiyan Side Secret. If you want proof of how weirdly the Ocean episodes are ending, we kind of last week already started talking about this episode because we started talking about Nappa's death, and that doesn't happen until Goku Strikes Back. But the Ocean episodes are ending in the stupidest places. It's very hard to keep track.
Yeah, the story just is it's so kind of like whirlpooled in a weird way that I remember watching it and being like, shit, didn't this already happen?
It's weird because we keep some of
It's
the weird padding.
we do not as much as you'd think. I mean, with these episodes in particular, we don't get the launch cameo. You yeah, but it's just so odd. They're trying to fill the time, but I don't it like I said, I appreciated some of the earlier cuts, but now we're getting to a point where it's just they're Frankensteining stuff together and it doesn't stick.
And we're losing good parts as well. Like the fact we lose Goku telling Vegeta we're going elsewhere to protect my friends is a weird omission. Like, again, I think that scene is really important. They should have kept it.
Though I will say I did notice that they didn't edit out some blood in one of these episodes because now they're running together because when Goku's punching Vegeta in the face for a split second, you see the blood.
Yeah, so seemingly Nappa's dried blood remains as well. So seemingly if it isn't red, we're all right.
Okay.
So this episode does introduce the worst thing Ocean have done. You'll note that there are, when people get hit in the face, there are big white stars over their face now for a frame for impact discretion. They are too long, so they are very visible, especially if you watch a VHS copy. If you watch the VHS and your tracking is slightly off, you just see this massive star appear. And I've never understood it because they sort of cut to it too late. So it's like, surely the damage to the child has already been done. You know Goku has just hit this guy in the face. Like,
Yeah.
not... Surely that's also teaching you the wrong lesson, because apparently if you punch someone in the face and close your eyes when you make impact, it's fine.
Yeah, that's what I learned on the playground. If your eyes are
Yeah.
closed, it's okay.
The Saul Goodman approach. Well, my client had their eyes closed.
I learned that as long as there's a white flash, everything's fine at the moment of impact, because that clearly is what happens every time physical contact is made.
It's just like, in Spider-Man, all of the windows in New York are open all of the time because we can't break any glass.
Yeah, it's so funny as well because there's a star, but it is literally the star you get in MS Paint.
That's fun.
It really does seem like we just put the frame into some editing software and like draw a star. So weird. Why?
I will say though, this is the fight that, like, in revisiting this is the fight, no matter how badly it's butchered, and it's badly butchered, that's like, okay, this is Dragon Ball Z now.
Yeah, we're here. We got Vegeta on the big rock. We got Goku looking up at him. We've got that very classic spread between them. Vegeta being like, "Hey, I got an open employment role if you're interested." Goku not wanting the benefits. It's great. And Brian Drummond is really selling like the evil, kind of like almost Cobra Commander-esque version of Vegeta here. It's really good. I do like you, Drummond, when you're not standing in the corner being Beavis and or Butthead.
Going, yeah, cool.
Cool.
Yeah, though when Vegeta makes that offer, we get one of the most annoying lines in this whole ocean dub for me because Vegeta says, "Join me or perish."
Or
Like,
perish.
like we can use the word perish. So why hasn't Nappa been using that? Like, if perish is fine, why have we been doing the other dimension all this time when we could have just said perish?
You're
I think you can
crazy if
get
you think Nappa knows that word.
Yeah. Also, I think you can get away with like a one or two parish because it's enough of an SAT word where a random kid probably isn't going to know it. But if you use it too much, they're going to get curious and look it up what it means.
Oh
But back then, you
no!
need the real dictionary.
Right,
Yeah.
the American children can't become literate. Right, I
Listen, great
apologize.
jokes. Our literacy rates are not looking great right now.
hmm
It's fine.
Yeah.
I can't read, and it hasn't stopped me.
This sign can't keep me out because I can't read.
It's just, it's just very funny. Cause at the time of moments, like, okay, so we can say it now. Fine. Fuck you, Vegeta. Fuck you.
Fuck you, Vegeta.
Uh, yeah. We get also my other fun thing with these episodes is Roshi's gonna start calling Vegeta by name, which is like Roshi, you don't know his name. He's never said his name, or no one's ever said it in your presence. How do you know Vegeta's name, Roshi?
Well, it's the subtitles on Baba's crystal ball, when they have to attribute the subtitle to someone.
Uh,
That's
Yeah, she's hard of hearing now, so she needs captions on.
oh, he's been spoiled by the captioning.
the captioning has spoiled him. But yeah, so this is the Sam, you're right. This is the moment where we get that shift to Dragon Ball Z. So really quick, where were you, or do you remember the first time you saw this image of Goku and Vegeta about to square up for the most seizure-inducing beam struggle of all time?
I mean, it was, where was I? I mean, it was watching Toonami. It was watching this dub on Toonami. And I remember being kind of thinking at the time that Vegeta was too OP because even Kaioken times two doesn't work. I was just like, oh, surely he can't take it beyond that. And then yeah, he goes all the way to times four during the beam clash. Yeah, no, I one of the things I like about it is even before the beam clash, just how dirty it gets. Like when Vegeta jumps on Goku's shoulders or arms or whatever he's doing there to try to come down on him, and Goku does the headbutt and knocks him around. But for me, I think the shot that made me realize that this is the kind of the scale of fights is when Vegeta tries to blast Goku. He does the Kaioken, goes around and kicks him. I love that
It's a great
animation
shot.
because he tries to follow where Goku's going only to get kicked away. Not all of that survives here, as John I'm sure can tell us,
About
but
Yeah.
60% of the fight is cut.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
so John, not just your memory lane, but also let's hear about how torn to shreds this fight actually was, because
There are
Jesus Christ.
there are so many cuts I can't exactly sort of list them all off for this one because it's not like full scenes we're cutting here. We're cutting like individual bits of animation, so it is about 60% I worked it out as, but it is basically like all the connecting threads of this fight are just gone. We're watching the highlights is what we're doing. We've tuned into Match of the Day to enjoy the best bits and some of the other bits that are just kind of here because we need them, because we need to have some exposition. I remember watching this. I remember watching this in Toonami, and I remember just being like, "Oh, this is surely the end of the entire series. Like, where'd you go after this?" I mean,
Namek.
there can't be any more story after this. There can't be any more villains. There are certainly no cats in space that can come and extend this storyline in any way.
Yeah. There's definitely no demon realm with their own Namekians, and that's where Namekians came from.
Uh, it. I was reminded of a line that stuck with me is when Goku. And I have a really distinct memory of this line for some reason. Is when Goku and Yajirobe are talking. Goku is like, "Oh, I think he's going to get off my beam eventually." And I've always really liked the idea of the beams being this infinite thing that you can kind of end up riding on. And I always kind of want to see Goku push someone into space doing that. Just like, okay, he won't get back for a good couple of millennia.
It's
I know,
gonna
I
take
used
a
to
while.
Yeah, it's
really
like
like that
when it's like
idea.
the shot of Vegeta doing the final flash on Cell, and it cuts to the shot of the Earth where like you see the beam flying away from the planet, and it's just like ooh, which basically every fighting game starting with Budokai has tried to replicate ever since.
I know, he's got to get off my beam. Makes it sound like he's like a horse, and you've got to like somehow tame it and bring it back round. I know, I was kind of like that. I don't know. I wish there was like the kind of embraced that
Get off of my beam and into my car.
and into your grave.
Oof.
We also do get a few interesting. One of the other big cuts is we lose Goku explaining the Kaioken. Really, we reduce it down to simply Goku saying, "You sort of become a super self," which is like, oh, you guys dodged a very awkward plot point there.
Almost as though you're a Super Saiyan.
Those don't exist. They're just a legend.
Yeah, just the
No,
legend.
if they do exist, they show up like they do in Lord Slug.
It's
We've
just
got to
Broly.
Yeah.
gotta remember, Vegeta is the strongest warrior in the universe. King Kai said so, and he's a trustworthy gentleman.
I wouldn't trust King Kai to pick my stocks to invest in, you know?
Yeah.
Oh no, King Kai's doing all the insider trading. That's the one thing he's good at.
That's how he affords the car.
Hey, think about the
Well,
insurance on that thing.
Bubbles technically owns the King Kai Corporation due to some very weird loopholes.
Yeah. Can't tax me if I'm not legally associated with it.
I'm a monkey.
Yeah.
King Kai LLC,
Yeah.
CEO, Bubbles.
What's your main project? There's the Kaioken. How does that go? Well, not well, apparently.
Hmm.
Apparently not great.
I need to get a King Kai. I have a Funko Pop King Kai. I need to get a King Kai figure one of these days.
Yeah, like a a real sized one.
Oh yes, like my Zeno.
Have it next to your bed.
Like
King
my
Kai isn't
Zeno.
King Kai isn't that tall. Like you could have a
No,
full size King Kai.
he's just the right size to be in a corner of a room and look weird. That's why I like the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what, Sam? Get on you're going to Japan soon. Find yourself a full size King Kai.
Yeah, yeah. When's Tokyo Game Show? September? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't Google where can I find King Kai. You'll find there's some very awkward bars.
Yeah, Shinjuku mainly. But
Yeah.
the
We do have to get onto it though because this episode introduces our other favorite dubbing piece of history.
hmm,
I forgot how we lead into this as well because Vegeta explains why he needs to make a fake moon. He goes, "It's convenient the moon is gone." It's like Vegeta, stop reading scripts. But yeah, they encountered some radical weaponry on Rigel 7.
On
which is a
Rigel
Star Trek
7.
planet.
It is. It's like the most referenced Star Trek planet for some reason as well. I'm not entirely sure why.
I kind of
Well,
love that. I love a weird little Star Trek reference sometimes. But damn, what kid in 1997 is going to remember Rigel 7?
Every
And
kid
that
loves the
wasn't me.
pilot.
It's true. Every kid loves the pilot.
Yeah, then, of course, Vegeta informs him, "Your father was an average fighter, Kakarot, but he was a brilliant scientist."
First of all,
yeah.
why would you know that, Vegeta? You were 5 when the planet blew up. Why would you know that?
Also, I also just love the idea that because his false moon is just an energy ball, so
Yeah.
the
Well, they're
idea that
waves.
the idea that someone would have to invent that again, it's like no one until this point, no one thought about making a like fake moon. Well, this is still the point as well, where it's not Blutz waves yet; it is just moons in general.
So, fun fact, if you're watching the Funimation dub like I am as well, he does attribute it to he does name drop Blutz waves. It's like,
Oh,
ooh, setting up the because they if you think about it, they were dubbing what they called Dragon Ball Z Uncut, which was the Funimation dub of Vegeta and Nappa or Vegeta and Namek sagas at the same time that they were dubbing Dragon Ball GT.
that makes
So
sense.
they those that's some synergy there,
It's a good
baby.
improvement because
Dropping
it was
some
always a little bit
waves.
silly when it was just the moon.
Yeah, it can't just be the moon. We have to make up some sci-fi bullshit because we're in the sci-fi bullshit portion of the show.
This would make
Yeah.
if it was just the moon, then why doesn't he just carry a printout with him? Like a Polaroid. Ooh.
Well, he's got, I mean, with Gohan earlier, wasn't it like a basically a projection? Just like a
Yeah, it was.
projector thing up in the sky?
It tricked his sympathetic nervous system into thinking he was turning into a monkey.
Yeah.
Just all sorts of weird going on with. Again, it just reminds you how Great Ape was certainly not something Toriyama put any thought into beyond funny monkey.
Yeah. We wanted to do a twist on Journey to the West, and now, oh shit, we have a whole race of people who can do this. But I mean, there's no proof that Bardock wasn't a brilliant scientist. We have no evidence to the contrary.
Yeah, yeah, it's a hobby. It's his hot, like some people build ships in bottles, whereas like Bardock creates unique energy balls, which he does not use during the annihilation of planet Vegeta for whatever reason.
I mean, the monkey, they can't fly into space. Like, they're just going to die as monkeys on the surface planet, on the
I
planet
don't,
surface.
can they? Can they
I've
fly?
never seen one fly.
But also, is he strong enough where he would retain enough sentience to be able to fly?
That's just it. Like, Vegeta never flew in his Great Ape form. So,
Yeah,
like, he jumps pretty high, but I've
he's
never
got
seen
up.
it on fly.
He's
Yeah.
falling with style.
Yes.
I mean, we know that
Um,
they can shoot the mouth lasers, and that the Great Ape form makes them what, 10 times stronger?
10 times apart from one person who is 6 times.
Weird. Poor guy.
Yeah, the one guy who is uniquely bad at being a monkey. He was one of the fake Saiyans we saw a couple of weeks ago in the Pendulum Room. That's because he appears in a game, and that's what happens there.
That's such
oh
a
God.
weird detail for that guy. Like, no, your monkey form is just a little worse.
To be fair, this was a the SNES game, and it's very clear that it wasn't written with any oversight whatsoever.
Yeah.
No one. This was in the period when no one gave a shit about licensed games. It was like, just do whatever the fuck you want. We need enemies, so we need more apes.
This is before.
More monkeys.
Yeah, this is before Bandai Namco took over Dragon Ball in perpetuity.
They're just like, no. We got this. Go sit down.
Always the best part of the early Dragon Ball RPGs is there just aren't enough characters, so you end up having. It's the first Dragon Ball RPG on the NES. Goku fights Vishnu, an elephant god, because they had to have something for him to get the Dragon Balls against, so it's just an elephant god.
Yeah, sure.
In the
Like,
forest, that's where the elephant gods live. It's like, okay.
yeah,
I need
that's just
to.
science. Bardock would know that.
I think I'm missing the very first Dragon Ball game on Famicom. I have a lot of them, um, but I don't know if I have the very first one, the legend, whatever they call it. But yeah. But this fight though,
This
did
fight,
Well,
though,
the tiny bit of this fight we get because Ocean being Ocean, we get like a single beam clash, and then Vegeta comes down and is like, "Well, time to become chimp." That's
yeah,
a cliffhanger. We won't find out about the chimp till next week. So
spoilers
yeah.
for a
He just gets
40-year-old.
the he just gets the giant teeth and red eyes.
I
yes,
like that look on Vegeta. Am I crazy for liking that look on Vegeta, the with the big teeth?
it's a
I think it just
strong
looks
look.
so good. I like that the in between forms for the Saiyans when they're like half monkey and half not. Maybe that's why Super Saiyan 4 hits so good. But like I don't know. He looks so threatening and cool, like a Thundercats villain.
It's very American Werewolf in London.
Yeah.
Very, yeah, very lycanthropic. Yeah.
I dig that. And I like, and again, I said it last week. I love when transformations look painful. And boy, the monkey transformation does not look pleasant.
No, I mean it's always kind of because they look like they're stretching out, which I suppose they are in a way. I do like that even with the ocean dub, we do get a sense of how painful Kaioken is.
Yeah.
More so, we almost get the idea that it's hot, right?
And
That it's like
Yajirobe
it's
just
making him sizzle.
Goku starts
Yajirobe
steaming.
just like pokes him and he screams. Like he is
Yeah,
in pain.
I like
yeah,
steaming Goku. It's
I do like Yajirobe being here for like basically no reason.
just to establish we need him in a minute.
yeah.
Yeah.
We need somebody to kind of play off of Goku in this moment instead of just continuing to have him speak to himself. And so we have Yajirobe, and I suppose it sets him up in the tail, but that's really about it.
I
We
hope
do
his body can
lose
take it.
Krillin and Gohan doing that. Should we go do something? Nah, should we go do something? Nah, should we go do something? Okay, let's go do something. We have to have something.
You can
We should bring up about this though. Oh my god, the beam clash in this episode is the charge and beam clash is 3 to 4 minutes of intense red and blue flashing.
Yeah.
Basically, if you have epilepsy, Vegeta will kill you.
Yeah. Just to remind you, before that one Porygon episode, no child in Japan ever had epilepsy ever. So they didn't invent epilepsy yet in the country of Japan. So yeah, no, this is a I actually had my sunglasses on while watching that because I did the Funimation dub had to do something with the animation because it does not I do not remember I don't think it
The
causes that much of a reaction.
Funimation have the frame rate lowered and the brightness lowered a good chunk.
American kids, they're
Having watched both, it doesn't hurt the head. Doesn't quite hurt the head. Whereas the other one, it's like, oh, why are my eyes stinging? Like, oh,
I, I, how I would put it is after I watched this in the dark, and my whole room was being illuminated by this, and
God.
literally for the rest of like the next hour or so, I could still see the flashing in my mind because it was just so. It's so funny. One day we should do the Poker Shock episode they did when they apologized for it, but everyone at the time was like, "Oh, this is Pokemon's fault." Then you go back and it's no, they were the ones who just got unlucky. It was a matter of time before it happened.
Yeah, this wasn't that ban and that pull was inevitable eventually because the Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon are far from being the only ones that did this, especially in the 80s and the 90s. Like they were
Well,
just shoving those colors in there.
and it wasn't just anime. Like if you would play certain video games, particularly video games produced in Japan, like I remember when they released the Marvel vs. Capcom collection, I
Oh,
had to turn, they thankfully have in like their accessibility options the ability to mitigate those effects, like playing like X-Men Children of the Atom, I think was the worst offender of it, which was
oof.
makes sense because it was like the first one. And it was just like, because I was like, I can handle this. I don't have epilepsy. I'll be fine. Man, my ableist ass got the worst headache playing like Children of the Atom without that mode on. And I was just like, oh shit.
It's
So
It
like,
with
is
this, because
come
John had warned us before we watched Bean Clash, I was just kind of like,
yeah.
yeah, I threw my
I felt so sick after. Like I'm not photo. I'm a little bit photosensitive, but like not to a point of being a problem. But this made me feel genuinely ill. Like I was out for about an hour or so. I had to just be like, I can't. I have to lower my face down in a pillow and just wait for it to pass
yeah.
because it was offensively bad, and it's really it's quite funny in retrospect that
Yeah.
you could just do shit in the 90s and no one watched this and went, you know what, maybe.
there's some like I don't know that red and blue combination specifically seems to be the most dangerous one, and it's just everywhere.
Yeah,
Which, of course, for this episode, it is.
red and blue, I believe, I may be wrong, is the most common trigger for epileptics. Hence why the second I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to warn people about this because yeah, this would kill an epileptic straight down. And if you die now, you don't see Great Ape, so you've wasted a good week.
Yeah.
Yeah. You need Great Ape Vegeta next week. Like it's iconic for a reason. But yeah, this it's kind of it is a shame to see how much of the fight didn't actually make it in.
I really get the feeling that there may have been a fuck up somewhere down the line.
Really.
Because remember, they were commissioned for 26. So they are
Mm.
having to, they have to get the end of this fight in by episode 26. Because just of how the purchasing orders for syndication works. And I really get the feeling they have miscalculated somewhere down the line because we are going to have a mad. So, like, for the next couple of weeks, you're going to see a lot of my filter outs aren't full scenes. They are like, we are cutting every non useful punch. Like, this isn't censorship anymore. This is just, oh shit, we've got to get to the end of this within a few episodes. And it just becomes a mad rush. That again makes you wonder why they were so open earlier. Like, maybe, like, see, you can also clearly tell they didn't read the manga. Because
Yeah.
the manga would have given them a really good model for what to cut. Because, for instance, all of the Kamehameha stuff is anime exclusive. All of the 3 hour break with Nappa was anime exclusive. You could have cut both of those down dramatically and not lost anything
Yeah.
important. So now we're losing the fight because you didn't cut that out. It's, yeah, I get the feeling they just hadn't planned through exactly what was going to happen and they're going by ear.
It's like when you make a sign and you're trying to do bubble letters and you do like big ones, then you get to the very end and you gotta like squeeze in those last couple.
Yeah, it's welcome to the mad rush. Like, Great Ape Vegeta is going to be a bit of a laughing stock for us because he comes and goes pretty much.
It, it's so wild to come back to this as an adult, this specific dub and this specific cut, because I remember being a kid and this was the hypest thing on the planet to me. I was locked in as a child. I'm still locked in as an adult. It's just that I can see where the seams are now, but it's a hype fight. Like Goku and Vegeta have so much good wrestling energy in this episode. Like it's very WWE heel versus face kind of thing. It's very John Cena kind of thing going on with Goku. And I love that. It's so well structured. And again, Brian Drummond just sells evil Vegeta so much. And Goku
And I,
also just have his moment where he's like, I want to fight this guy and as a friend.
yeah, I think the other thing that, even with all the cuts that John was talking about, the aura of it is still there. And it's interesting watching them side by side. I tend to do the Ocean dub first. And then because then I know how much Dragon Ball I need to watch or Funimation dub I need to watch by the time it gets better. Um, and seeing that, I'm like, yeah, this is now. If I had watched the other way around and watched like the Funimation dub first, and been like, awesome, 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 and then watch the Ocean dub and been like, but you cut out that, and you cut out that, and you cut out that. But watching the Ocean dub first, I was like, this still holds up. This is great. I love this. And then watching the Funimation thing, it's like, oh, you guys actually like get down and dirty for like half an episode more. Okay, cool.
Get a full little brawl, which I quite like, which kind of justifies because Vegeta goes Great Ape very quickly in Ocean, which does work on a level. It does sort of capture Vegeta being a little bit pissy. And
He's
like,
a
oh,
little pussy.
you land a single strike on me. No, I'm going to go my most powerful form ever. Huh. Like, I just can't. But it does kind of ruin that lovely scrap they have where it is sort of, girls, he's not worth it. He's not worth it.
Girls, he's not worth. I do like when Goku is forced to fight in a dirtier way because he is a martial artist. He does have like a sense of honor to him and he has a conduct to how this usually goes. But dirty fight Goku is the best because he is vicious sometimes, and I love that. Having worked in high schools and broken up fights before, I do. There is a part of me that's like, you're fighting like Goku.
I, I,
Yeah.
I also like it because I think it plays into him being the Earth fighter, like all these space guys with their fancy techniques. But Goku is still the kid who was raised alone and then spent his life in martial arts tournaments. He's of course he's going to be a bit more down, dirty, and street fighty.
Yeah. For me, that headbutt is probably the turning point of the fight. Vegeta never quite recovers, at least in his humanoid form after that, against Goku.
Nobody wins with a headbutt, either emotionally or physically. I
Yeah.
do admit there is a part of me that wishes adult Goku did the Jonkin fist more, or like did it at all. Because I love doing it in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, the game. And
Mhm.
it looks really fun. And I think Vegeta would have hated every second of that. And sometimes the
Oh,
show is just about torturing Vegeta.
I mean, by the time we reach like halfway point Z, certainly Super, how much can we mess with Vegeta at this point?
I was honestly surprised that didn't come back for Daima because
Yeah.
Goma would 100% be someone who would sort of rules of the game would have to play along
Yeah.
with that
I
whole
mean,
thing.
he's the
So
right size. Toriyama's back in the saddle. There's so much stuff with the eyes. Can you imagine the Janken for the
Blocks
eyes?
the one, then goes for the third.
Yeah.
So before we get into final thoughts, I do have a question. I have this experience as a kid going outside and trying to do a Kamehameha or a Gallic gun. Which was the attack from Dragon Ball Z that you tried to do as a kid?
It wasn't an attack. I tried to do Kaioken.
Fair. I mean, that's a technique. So yeah, let's go with technique.
Yeah. Actually, there was a I was in once I was at a museum or something in Tokyo and they had like a sound exhibit where like see how much your voice can make like marbles like rotate. And so this very chipper Japanese woman like gives me like a microphone and I just go Kaioken and she the look of disappointment on her face.
Oh, that image just lingers in her mind
Well,
now.
that'll go with me to the grave. Yeah, I'll always remember that one.
It's like, oh. What about you,
Poison.
John?
I tried all of them over the years in different ways. I never became a monkey though, unfortunately.
I remember playing Dragon Ball in the backyard with my friends and like all of us doing like the Kaioken and uh the Kamehameha. And I would just think about that one commercial with the Japanese guy seeing the kids doing it and being like, "That's me. I relate to you, Japanese office worker."
Yeah.
Oh,
But before we get into final thoughts, do we have any other fun tidbits?
I have one thing to take umbrage with Funimation specifically. They censor launch in the bar.
Oh,
They remove her mourning for Tien. They just actually have her saying the world's gone down the toilet,
Yes.
which I think is a bad choice. Funimation can be adult. It, I think it's needed to have her mourn Tien. I know their relationship isn't exactly modern, but I think it's important to recognize that these characters who have died have lives outside of Goku, and they weren't just blank pawns who we can throw at problems. And I think it plays into like because we see Kame House mourning, but it's good to see other people outside of that mourning. So I don't see why Funimation changed that line.
I don't either because in the Funimation dub, you see the launch and TN stuff at the beginning of Z.
yeah.
That stuff is very much there. So if you're watching the Funimation uncut dub, you know who launch is and her connection to TN. But
Even
yeah,
if
I
you
can confirm they do change it to her drinking because of the state of the world, not because TN just got drained of his life force through a Kikoho.
even if you don't know who launch is, the sentiment is perfectly sensible. That yeah, no, someone just died and people are going to be sad for them. So yeah, I don't. So Funimation, why?
Okay. But yeah, now the time has come. The time has come for the technique we know as final thoughts. So let's line up and get sparring.
I mean, this really is one of the most iconic Dragon Ball fights in any of the series or movies or anything. Like I say, it's a testament to the quality of the fight that so much of it can be cut or re-edited and it still packs a punch, quite literally. So yeah, that's my kind of takeaway there.
Yeah, it's amazing how good this fight still is despite all the crap going on around it. I would not say this is not how you watch this. If you want to cut out early filler, then Ocean is an all right way of doing it. If you, for some unknown reason, are allergic to Kai, which I don't know why you would be in this day and age, but this is the time you would go back to the original and get the full fight because it is worth it. Even Kai, in my opinion, cuts a little bit too much here and there. Um, you do have to watch Goku versus Vegeta for Your Father Was a Brilliant Scientist because not only is it an iconic meme, it is again, I think if you're younger, it's a great example of how these dubs would sometimes just make shit up because they could. There is no reason to randomly introduce Goku's father, a character who at this point they wouldn't know about. Basically, make a plot point you have no way of paying off. Why? So it is worth it as a historical thing, but this is the time you should be going back to that original and just watching the full fight.
I mean, there is a big nostalgia factor here. I'm not gonna lie. If you were a kid when this first came out, you remember sitting in front of the television and seeing this and being like, "Oh my God, this is so cool!" Because the other thing to remember is when Dragon Ball Z was coming out in the United States, most of us had never seen anything like that before. It was so new to us and so bright and shiny and epilepsy inducing.
Too bright.
Too bright, arguably. But yeah, like if you want to see the real version of this fight and the real hype of it, you got to go to the Funimation uncut dub. Obviously, I'm a little allergic to Kai, if only because of the plasticine look of it. But I'm not really all that allergic to Kai. But yeah, this is great. This is the memes. It's the fight. It's Brian Drummond just absolutely chewing on the scenery until he's made a full meal of it. It's fantastic. But that does mean that we've pulled into our final destination. That's right. It is time for us to disembark from Toonami Absolution. We want to thank you once again in joining us and talking about the shows that made us us and the shows that made you you. We have been your hosts. My name is Alyx.
I'm Sam.
And I'm John.
And we'll see you next time. Gallic Gun, fire!